You can't beat that with a stick. If you do a little better job stacking, you wouldn't have to move it twice, dude. Well, that's good. So Hunter's tackling, splitting all this stuff up now. This is just one chunk, and that's one chunk. And that's what he's got left of that chunk right there. There's a lot of wood in those pieces. A lot of wood. What was this, 32 and a half inches or something diameter is what that thing was?
That's what we said.
Yeah. Well, at least it won't go to waste or anything, because it would have just laid there and rotted. So that's good. It'll be used. That'll work. We brought 5, yeah, that's what it's, let's see. I think that's what it was. Yeah, because we had one extra one right there, that's right, because it was 5, I don't remember. I'm just glad I'm not the one having to split this stuff up. I mean, he's putting it in some good wood for him, good pieces for him. Look at how small he's bringing it down to right there. Oh, you gotta relocate it now, huh?
Oh yeah.
It's no rolling those pieces to you, is it? Ain't that slick how I set all them things in a line for you, dude? I mean, you can't beat that with a stick. If you do a little better job stacking, you wouldn't have to move it twice, dude.
If I was smart, I'd have put the trailer like right here and just threw it on there.
You're right. It takes a time or two to learn things like that. You know, you usually learn by experience, and usually the experiences are oftentimes are not very pleasant ones, but you'll remember the next time to give yourself a little bit more room there. And,
Definitely.
yeah. So we saved this tree from rotting, and it's going to go for a good cause here and be used for firewood. Very nice red oak too, I mean.
Shoot.
Now see, had I not done everything else for you, I might would go over there and crank my Mini up and handle them things for you and set them up, but you need to do some work. At least you do have a splitter to do it.
Oh yeah.
I think you're probably close enough now. You're gonna have to wrestle a little bit here. Saw your friends gonna be watching you struggle. You need a stool to sit on too.
I split the half of it. I sit on the half till I get a.
Don't catch your arm on that. Thought you said it was light there, Kemosabe. I seen that thing about put you on your tail right there.
You seen me do that other one a while ago. That one's a whole lot lighter than that other one.
Split it. Just hit it. Go. Go. Hit it. Man, those things are heavy. Good grief. one of those splitters from Tractor Supply. Does a pretty good job. That's good for old Hunter. So when I was a kid growing up, all the way, even the last house we lived in there, when I graduated high school, that's how we heat it, was with wood. And the main house that we lived in for a long time, that house was, Dad rented it forever. And it was 4,300 square foot. It had two actually wood burning heaters in it. That's what it had in it. It actually set in the room, and then you piped them into the chimney where the smoke went out the chimney. And boy, we burned up some wood. We didn't have no kind of splitter. The only splitter we had was manpower, double bit axe, and a sledgehammer and wedges. That was before mauls were even coming out, you know, like the splitting mauls like they got now that you can get. And several years there, Dad would bring home an entire log trailer load of oak, and that's what we would saw up. It would take us forever to saw that up. Cut it all up in firewood sticks, and we cut it up off the trailer. We just climbed up on the trailer and started cutting it up, and then we would split it. Primarily me and Kevin did the most of it. I don't recall Dad doing any splitting, but I have swung a double bit axe and a sledgehammer a lot in my day. And we would stack it. With two heaters. There was one on each end of the house, and so we would stack wood on each end of the house too. So we had to deal with you know, toting wood in and out of the house all the time, and all the bugs that come in with it when you bring it in there. And then look at it going through that knot. And then all the ashes, getting all the ashes out of the ashtray, the ash pan that was in the bottom of that heater. It was so much work. But we did it. And so ever since then, I have truly despised firewood. I actually set the house up when I built our house here where me and Jill live now, for one of those outside furnaces that heats the water and then circulates the water back inside in there, and you can heat the house like it. And I hem-hawed around about buying one of those things, and I told Jill, I said, you know what, I said, I'm not gonna do it, because I said it would save us a lot of money, but I said, I'm not going out there at night to feed that thing, or when it's raining, or bad weather, or nothing, and just not gonna fool with it. A lot of people lost their fingers with those things. Get it up in there and knock their finger off, or one of their fingers off. He had to get that phone out of his pocket. That's gonna be a lot of pieces when he busts all this up right here. Watching old Hunter struggle, I kind of enjoyed that, you know, and just have that devious, you know, seeing somebody else work like that. I'm telling you, that may be some of the problems, reason why I have problems with my neck and back now, is wrestling with wood like it. So we ended up going back down there again and picked up 8 more chunks from my Ranger and my trailer. Took my foiler down there and we pulled them out of the sippy hole that they were in. I had to go ahead and cut them in firewood pieces, and we used some snake and tongs and drug them out, rolled them up on my trailer, brought them up here. When we got back up here, I have another video that's really good. I actually took all those chunks and handled them for Hunter with my mini excavator and the Rotobeck. And I sat right there real close to him, and I just set those chunks into the splitter for him with the Rotobeck while he ran the splitter. And as fast as I could set them in there, we were splitting them to help speed him up, because those pieces were so big you couldn't even, you seen that one, and that was one of the smaller ones, and you could already wrestle them around to get them up into that splitter. One improvement that splitter needs, it needs a bigger base plate on it. Because when you lay those sticks up there, the base plate ain't about like that. Right there is all, when you laid this chunk up there, it would cock it. The splitting anvil's over here. The stick needs to set up straight, square. And when you set it up there on it, especially those big ones, it's set like that. Needs a lot larger base plate on it. So I was taking the mini and actually turn them a little bit and hold them up in there where they sit square, where you can bust them. So we ran through all that stuff. Like I said, you'll get to see a video of that where we rolled through it and got it. But you know, that was not for me or anything. It's going for a good cause, and if we hadn't went down there and got it, it just sat there and rotted anyhow. So that's a good thing. So today's video is a little bit late. I hunted this morning. I seen a ton of deer this morning. I seen a lot of deer yesterday afternoon, which was Friday afternoon. And I seen over 30 this morning. I had over 20 on me at one time this morning. But if you are interested in the chainsaw classes, I got 2 of them coming up, February the 6th and February the 13th. My email's down below. Email me and I'll call you and we'll go from there. So appreciate y'all watching. Later, taters.